Hello everyone and welcome to the second lesson of my 5-part series on how to learn boogie woogie piano so that you can be that person on the piano that you've always wanted to be. Now, if you haven't watched the first lesson where we cover the basic left hand with the basic right hand, then watch the first lesson because today we're going to continue from that lesson and learn the boogie woogie bass line with the right hand and getting that groove, getting that nice boogie woogie feeling in all of the registers. So in the C, where we learned it, then in the F, and then in the G. All right? This way, you're going to be able to play something that sounds like this. All right, so that's the goal. That's what you're gonna learn. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be easy. All right, you have a good base, and I also want to urge you to watch my sub lesson, which goes into the fingering of the left hand and the left hand independence as well. So make sure you watch that before this lesson so that you can have an easier time in this lesson. And these lessons are meant to build you up into that pro-level boogie woogie piano player that has the groove, the swing, the flow, and sounds really, really good and can impress other people with the skills that you develop here. All right, so we're gonna jump right into it. Okay, so in the first lesson we covered the basic boogie woogie left hand that is used in Swanee River boogie, boogie woogie stomp. Almost every boogie woogie bass line builds on this left hand. That's why we're starting with it. And we also covered a right hand chord. It was this one. And to this we had right? Also, we covered the badum, which is the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Bum, badum, 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 which you need for that swing feeling, okay? The swing feeling is very important and it can be narrowed down to just thinking dum, badum, badum, badum. See, I'll show you, I'll recap. Bum, badum, 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 badum. So you have to keep that in mind while you're practicing, all right? Because we need to keep that swing feeling. And for the right hand, we also have the swing feeling, and you just get that by listening and repeating, listening and repeating. And also in addition to that sub-module, watch the 12-bar blues mini lesson. That's a short lesson that I made for you to understand when to change in boogie woogie, when the changes actually occur, okay? Because we go from C to F to G, back to C to get that nice cycle of that boogie woogie sound, right? And the 12-bar blues is what it's called. Every boogie, blues, and rock song uses that. It's very universal. So check that lesson out to just quickly understand how it works. And now we're going to get started on the F, all right? So the F is the same figure, the same shape, because remember, we're learning in shapes here, the bass lines, as on C. So in C we had, then in F we have, okay, same shape. So we just play the same bass line in that shape. I'm gonna play it in F one more time, a little slow, for you to follow along. Before we move on to G, we're actually going to get the right hand chord in addition to that left hand now. So remember, in C we had this. okay? We play that for 4 cycles of that left hand engine. And then we move on to the F for 2 cycles. So I'll count with you for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so now we have the F. 1, 2. And then we go back to C. So we have 4 cycles, 4 bars on the C. And then we have 2 cycles, just 2 bars on the F. Okay? The right hand is so simple. So instead of playing this, like how you learned for the C chord, you're going to play the same thing, except the thumb will move up on the black key 1 semitone. Well, it's down. You know, this is a semitone. So you're moving down 1 semitone. And this changes the chord from a C6 to an F chord. Okay? And we're playing in F, the bass line, so we need an F chord in the right hand. Simple. That's how you can view it. C, we need a C chord. F, we need an F chord. G, we need a G chord. And that's how they sound together, and it makes it fit. All right? To learn these chords, don't mind the names or how they're built yet. That's an advanced thing, and we're not going to dive into theory that much here, because I just want you to get that moment of accomplishment on the piano fast, so that you can play a quick, nice, fun boogie and develop that swing feeling, develop the bass line. That's way more important than figuring out how the chords are built. Just listen, watch, and repeat, and just know that on C, what you're playing, this is a C chord, and also know on F, this is an F chord, all right? Of course, in my program, Boogie Woogie Mastery, we also dive into how to build these chords and so on in my big course. You can watch a free 1-hour video on it, by the way, in the description. I go into the 3 things that every beginner Boogie Woogie player needs to make fast, efficient, and fun progress. And if you don't have those things, then you might lose a lot of your years trying to get to an expert level. So I recommend you to check that out if you want to get your knowledge to the next level. It's in the description, the first link. Click that right now. And now we're going to just continue on the F, right? For 2 cycles, playing it with the chord, same rhythm as you learned in the first lesson with the C. And let's go. We're gonna do that again a little slower and longer. I'm gonna stay on this F chord for around 8 bars, 8 cycles now. So you can just watch, listen, and repeat. That's it, all right? Play that for a few minutes, ingrain that rhythm, that swing feeling, keep the badum in mind, and, you know, play it as slow as you have to not make mistakes. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to rush and keep adjusting the tempo to fast, to slow, because maybe some parts you can play fast, but then you have to slow down and, oh, what do I play? You see those breaks that happen in between? You don't want that, because that's gonna keep you from making that fast progress. Because to make fast progress, you need to have a clear understanding, and your brain needs to have that hand, that mind muscle connection. And that occurs only when you practice in a nice, controlled, steady tempo. So you want to do it very slow in the beginning. Okay, now that we've done that, we're actually gonna follow that 12-bar blues structure, And to get the fingering correct on this left hand, also watch that other submodule for the masterclass on left hand fingering and left hand independence. You're gonna have like a clear visual that shows you all the fingers and every note that they play in this basic left hand, all right? If you already have that down, keep watching here and let's play the whole 6 bars. So 4 bars of the blues structure is on C, and then 2 bars of the blues structure is on F. Then we're gonna be halfway through with the whole 12 bar blues cycle. All right, we're gonna play that with the right hand for just one time. I'll play it a little fast so you can listen and repeat and hear how it sounds. All right, that's all for now. That's 6 bars. You basically go 4 bars on the C and then 2 bars on the F, all right? Now practice that. That's gonna be a little harder because there's a change, and the changes is what hinders a lot of beginners from feeling accomplishment on the piano. So make sure you do it slow, and when the change comes, don't rush it. You can take a break before you change from C to F. You can take a break in between and you can actually look at the keys first, okay? And you can lay your hands on the keys. This is a very good technique. First, lay your hands on the keys before you actually play it. So you're here. And 4th. Okay, now you know you go to F. Lay your hands on the keys first. Okay, F. And then you start playing. Don't rush it. Don't play the wrong notes and catch the rhythm. Pause, adjust, and okay. Do that a few times. And then after the F for 2 bars, we go back to the C, but this time only for 2 bars as well. So then we're at bar number 8 of the 12 bar blues cycle progression. All right, I'm gonna play that for you. This is now, we're gonna do 8 bars of the 12 bar blues progression. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And can you guess what comes next? The G chord. G. Okay? So we have C, F, and then we have G. Another quick tip for you and a kind of a sub lesson for you. You can view the starting note of every song as the key that the song is in. So if we start a boogie, woogie, like we're doing in this lesson and the last lesson in C, right? We start in C here. Then the song, the key of that boogie woogie will be C, okay? And this is important because if you know the key, that's also going to be the first stage of the 12 bar blues progression. So we have the first stage, the C, and the stages are just counted from the white keys here. So you have the first stage, the second stage, the third stage, fourth stage, fifth stage, sixth stage, seventh stage, and then once again we have the first stage, all right? So we have the C here, same note, just a different pitch. This is higher, this is lower, but it's all a C, and it repeats through the whole piano. C, all the 7 stages, then we have C again, all the 7 stages, C again, all the 7 stages. Don't mind what these stages and notes are called, because of course they all have names. They're C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then it repeats, but you don't have to remember this right now. All you have to remember is the stage numbers, because for Boogie Woogie and the 12 bar blues progression, we always use the first stage, the fourth stage, as you can see, which is the F, and then the fifth stage, which is the G. Only these three stages are used in the 12 bar blues progression, unless you want to go into advanced territory. But for the basics, only these three, and that's how you get that boogie woogie 12 bar blues progression, that cycle that keeps repeating, that sounds like this. Okay, now if you want to dive more in depth on the stages and the 12 bar blues progression, check out that quick sub module. It will really help you. But now we're going to go to the G. Okay, this chord is a little bit more of a switch up here, because remember we went from the C chord to the F chord, and now for the 9th and the 10th bar of the 12 bar blues progression, we play this. So you actually have the same shape, you see? Because remember, we're playing chords, all chords are shapes, like Legos. Look at this. I'm not moving the shape of my fingers, I'm only moving the height, where I place the shape. So, this is a C6 shape here. This is the same shape, but just a different key at the bottom, one semitone down. And then we have for the G, the same shape as well as the C6 chord, but we go one whole tone down. So from here, we go here. All right? Same cluster in the middle here. Okay, that's the chord. So lay your hand here, play it a few times, play around with it a little bit, get it in your fingers. And then we're gonna just start on the G. Don't go from the start, just start from the G and stay on the G for a lot of bars. Just practice this shape on the left hand and the right hand. It's the same, that's why it's so easy for beginners to learn boogie woogie. It's the same shape, you did the same thing here. I'm just going to do the same thing here. Okay, I'm going to play it with you slowly. Perfect. After that, you would go back to the C for 2 more bars, and then guess what? You have 12 bars full, because we were on the C for 4 in the beginning. Then we go on the F for 2, so we're at 6 after that. Then we go back to the C for 2, so we're at 8 after that. Then we go for 2 bars onto the G, which is the 9th and the 10th. So we're at 10 after that. And then we again go for 2 bars onto the C. And then we're at 12. And then it just repeats from the beginning. So then again, after the 12th, you have 4 bars on C, 2 bars on F, 2 bars on C, 2 bars on G, 2 bars on C. And then again, 4 bars on C, and so on. All right? We're going to play the whole progression now with the chord changes, very slow. Play with me, or watch and then listen and just repeat it in your own time so you can make those calculated and precise pauses before the switches. Because remember, keep it slow, keep it steady, and you will make way faster progress than trying to rush things and trying to keep the rhythm in the beginning. All right? So that was the 12-bar blues progression in all 3 stages with all 3 chords with the same boogie woogie bass line while keeping the swing feeling. Now, if you're able to play this, good job. I congratulate you because this is a big step, because it's a basic boogie woogie groove that you got going now. And this is so important for you to get to that next level, because you can just start building off of this. And once you have this groove, it doesn't go away, all right? It doesn't just change up for the next song or for an improvisation. It stays the same. The dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba, and the hand independence and the fingering stays the same. And for the masterclass on the fingering and the hand independence, I urge you watch that other video. It's a sub-course module of this 5-part series to get you to a boogie woogie beginner who can play really good beginner boogie woogie in the fastest, most efficient and fun way possible. All right. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Like I said, practice this slowly. Take care of the changes. Pause in between. And then keep going, right? That's how you want to do it. That's how you want to do it, okay? You want to keep those pauses in between and keep the changes in mind, 12-bar blues progression. And remember, you can always rewind and keep rewinding my demonstration of it for you to play along to, and you can slow the speed down as well to play along to. And once you have this, I know it might become a little boring after practicing only this, but trust me, this is the hardest part for you. And everything else after this will pretty much be a breeze, all right? Because you're fighting with the hand independence here, with the rhythm, with the changes, with the new bass line, with the fingering on the bass line. So it takes a lot of time in the beginning, but learning it this way and keeping everything that I've taught you in mind will make you make way, way faster progress when you're done with this one. All right, congratulations. You just played the boogie woogie basics in the 12-bar blues progression, which means you played a boogie woogie swing feeling with the correct chords and the bass line on all registers, all 3 of them, right? We have the C, the first, the F, the second, and the G. And you have all the necessary chords. You have the C chord, you have the F chord or shape, and you have the G1. Now, this was the second part in your journey of becoming a boogie woogie pro on the piano. And there will be one more part coming, which will cover a riff in the right hand. All right. So you're going to be able to actually improvise a little and play a little bit on that bass line that we just learned in addition to the chords. Right. And this will be your final challenge of just being able to impress yourself and other people with your boogie woogie playing and being a beginner boogie woogie player who can actually play something that sounds solid and you can feel that swing. All right. I urge you, in addition to the 3rd lesson, if you haven't, I mentioned this a lot because it's important, check out the 12-bar blues video. It's a short lesson that I made on the 12-bar blues. I go more in depth. And check out the masterclass on hand independence and fingering. All right. This will show you which finger exactly to use for the left hand so you can have better practice and better mind-muscle connection, and you develop the right techniques. You have to watch those 2 lessons before you move on to the 3rd one, okay? And in the 3rd one, you're going to be able to play something like this. So watch that lesson once you're ready, once you practiced this one a little bit and you completed the other 2 sub-modules, and then you're gonna be on your way to getting that skill that you want on the piano and being that person that you wanna be on the piano, all right? Also check out my free 1-hour course in the description where I share a lot about my story, how Boogie Woogie saved my life, and most of all, I go into the 3 main factors that if you don't have, you will make slow and inefficient and also most of the time demotivating progress, all right? Check that video out. It's really gonna open your eyes to a lot of things in concerning Boogie Woogie piano. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next lesson. Happy practicing. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I try to reply to every DM I get. I also have it in the description. It's just jonah.schwickert.music. You can find me there and you can shoot me a message. All right, I look forward to hearing from you. Happy practicing.